Welcome back to Sulidan Plays Subnautica Below Zero. It's been a little bit and I forgot where I parked. Down here, apparently. Yeah. Stuff and things. It's... Hello, Newtfish. It's been like an extra week or so since I last played because of the, the work being busy and because of that episode ending up longer than it needed to be. And I don't remember what we were doing. I think I was just wandering around here looking for fragments, so that's what I'm gonna do. That is not a fragment. That is, oh, the screen is being a little twitchy there, but we can work with that. I went right. Nope, there it is. Fragment. No, no monkey. I'm smarter than you. I know how to hide stuff. Apparently, I'm not smart enough to bring the truck with me, though. Wait, didn't I say that I was gonna have to make a trip back to base because my inventory is full? Maybe. Let's do that. Should use the thingam too. Live today, bottle of water that swims, for alas, my inventory is full and I don't want to give up resources to capture you. Okay, well, I'll be right back once I make the trip to the base and do the things. Oh, I have a power cell charger now. I can do. Oh, that is a piece of floating terrain. Okay. Wow, that was some interesting pop-in. I was really far away, weren't I? Yeah, grumble, grumble. Y'all can't touch me. You can't bite what you can't catch. You know something I noticed? The sea truck doesn't make any sound or do any kind of jerk when something bites me. That's why I didn't realize I was taking damage in the previous video. I would hear the chomp sound, think they were just nearby trying to bite and failing, because obviously the vehicle would react, and taking damage silently and not realizing it until later, and then I'd be like, why is my hull has been damaged? Why? Up or not? Yeah, because what are you doing, truck? No. What you're doing? I don't need 3 power cells. Why do I have 3 of them? Oh yeah, one of them's dead. Okay. Trying to remember what I'm doing here. Nothing has exploded yet, so that's good. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a little bit of all. Ooh. Oh, it's just hoopums. The hoopums are spooky when you don't expect them. And so well, there's a penguin. Didn't we, establish that there's nothing useful over here? I mean, there's lots of hoop fish. And quartz, I guess, and salt. What is this, the salt flats? Also, my ship is tilted in relation to the ground, and it bothers me. I keep wanting to do this. It's just where the terrain happened to be. I don't know where I am, and I don't know where to go, and I don't want to go deal with a worm. Surely that's not... Ooh. Big drop. Yeah, let's go over here because going down deeper has never backfired spectacularly on me before and led me off the crater's edge. Surely the game... Yeah, surely the game devs wouldn't do that again. Falls off the edge of the map. This place is spooky. There ain't nothing out here, and it worries me. Last time I found places without life, it was generally a sign of go far from this place. Oh my dear. I don't much approve of the giant jellyfishes. Oh, I'm just here. I think I know where here is. Oh, you're horrifying. It's because I don't know what it is and it just looms over there. Like, it could decide to randomly grab me if it wanted. And yes, I'm aware I'm getting, like, dangerously close to 500. That was weird. Like, there was no splash when I got into the water. Well. Don't you make noise at me! Hello, Ruby. Another Ruby. Eh, I've got plenty of titanium. Any fragments? No. Okay. It's not even moving. Wait. Is it stuck? I didn't ask to get out, but okay. Vent card. What, the whole thing is a vent? Oh, okay. I'm gonna get way over here and read that. Wow, that's so informative. You couldn't at least tell me if the thing wants to kill me or not? Why do you do this? Some uranium. Yay, uranium. Also, Alan is having a fit again. Oh, is that why he's having a fit? I see. I've got... Ooh, man, this is deep. This is deep. This is real deep. Ground sampler. It samples ground. I'm gonna go back up, because if I don't, I'm going to completely lose track of where I'm trying to go, and we will all die. So I need to... Yay, more uranium. Not that I actually need it, but hey, it's shiny, it's there, it glows, it's green. It makes me happy. Spook me like that. Where's the truck? There's the truck.
30 seconds.
Don't lose the... Being underneath that thing. I don't know if it was actually drawing me in or not, but I was not going in the direction I wanted, and I'ma die if I go near it. I'll be back for you when I get torpedoes. This is literally the only thing of interest over here. Yes, I know there's a brute shark, but he can be over there and be a brute all he wants. Hear what he does. Oh, he don't bite me. He's trying to bite me. He bit me. He a rude brute shark. Is this literally just one big crater with a... You are massive. The massive size makes it all the more ominous. Creepy jellyfish hovering off of the edge of my perception is bad enough, but when he's the size of an island, it's worse. didn't have my lights on. I was like, oh no, I can't see. Is this the direction I came from, or am I going in the other direction? I can't see. When the terrain is too distant, you just get a white fog. I mean, it is kind of realistic to how light would work with the water part, with the particles in the water and all. And why is there nothing out here? Weird, sharp-edged piece of terrain. You know, the lack of anything makes this all the creepier. It's like Manus is gonna pop up out of the abyss and grab me and drag me into a hole. I'll lose my truck. I heard a sound. Why is it so dark out here?
Seek fluid intake.
There's a time where you start to feel like the game is telling you, turn back. Turn back. Turn back, you fool. Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. Nope. 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 Don't care. Not going that way. That is giving me Crater's Edge vibes, and I ain't having it. Yeah, I know it's dark because I'm very deep down. I just... You know what I mean. Yeah. I know I'm the one that drove us down here, but still. Oh, it's starfish. Also, I think I figured out why you can't turn the backup camera on and off. Because the game don't render proper as it is with the backup camera. For those that aren't familiar, basically, anything that's outside of your character's field of vision, generally with some border to allow for loading time, the stuff behind me is currently not rendered. It is non-existent. And as I turn, it appears. Different games will deal with this differently, but it's one thing in Dark Souls 2, if you rounded a doorway or a corner too quickly, you'd sometimes see a single frame where objects were missing. It was a result of that aspect, where it renders them in as need be. It is something that games have always well, okay, I can't say always, but it's something that is standard to game design to conserve power. It allows the game engine to focus on what is in the player's field of vision without having to deal with, you know, rendering what the rock 20 feet to my back is doing currently. Now, the reason I mention this is I think that that's what's causing the backup camera to react strangely, because it's trying to render what's not there. I mean, it's trying to show me, and it's... the stuff that hasn't rendered is still not being rendered. Spooky sound. The camera needs a way to know... Will you stop being... Are you biting me? The camera needs a way to signal the game to render the stuff behind before enabling the rear camera. I don't know if the game is... I don't know how I would recommend setting that up from a coding stance, because I don't know what the internal coding of the game is like. But I think that's what's causing the concern. So this is where the big drop-off is. The safe drop-off, I might add. But I didn't find anything interesting out here aside from one giant jellyfish and a scan. But I'm assuming that that issue with the backup camera may be one of the reasons that I don't have control of the backup camera. It is probably in there as a feature that is being tweaked and tested, and I'm assuming will be either removed or fixed by you know, release. If they can't fix it, they would end up having to remove it. Kind of like some of the features that the Cyclops had, from what I have heard, that sadly were removed from... Why is this all so flat? Such as the ability for the Cyclops to roll, get flipped, some of the flooding functionality, I believe. Things that happened before I got to the game. Glow whale. Can I do anything with the glow whale, or are they just there to glow? I haven't actually seen them glow, but I personally still adore the Cyclops. It was a wonderful vehicle. I feel like it would have been nice if more of the creatures had interactions with it, or unique, you know, attack patterns rather than bump into. But, well, that, and I would have really liked it if the compartments could flood and I had to, you know, either close the bulkheads or vent them, or, you know, just, there's so much that could have been done. I don't know what would have been feasible coding-wise, but I mean, conceptually, there's so much that could be done. Is there a reason for the Out Here Badlands? Am I just wandering into places that haven't been fully, like, populated with objects yet? Am I in the beta area? I mean, not the beta. You know what I mean. Am I in the area that's just not complete? I saw a red thing. Oh. Paper, why were you red? What is out here, and why am I so keen on exploring it? There's gotta just be a section of the map that hasn't been done yet. Oh man, how am I that deep? I mean, there does remain the possibility that this is just an entire biome of emptiness, but that doesn't make a ton of sense. And we turning around because that's getting too deep and too dark, and I'm not getting out to go swim around in it. I eventually need food and water, and there ain't neither of them out here. I really wanted to find more upgrades for my magical sea truck. Oh, the truck was still moving. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that while it's moving. Ah, nickel. I couldn't remember what I needed for the third one. It is nickel. Which I don't have. Alas, we are going to have to go to the island, aren't we? On the bright side, my ship has a fabricator. I knew this way. That is not a tunnel, never mind. I'm gonna go into it anyway. Oh, it is a tunnel. It's just loading weird. Did I find a tunnel? I hoped it was a tunnel. What secrets do you hold for me, tunnel? More tunnel. Okay. I probably shouldn't... Oh, yeah, I really should not be using this in enclosed spaces. You can't stop till it's done. Well, that is the tunnel where I slammed my face into a wall. Why? We don't let me drive. Well, why we don't give me turbo boosters while allowing me to drive? Because then I want to use the turbo. You maintain some steering control while the turbo's active, you just can't stop. And your steering is more restricted. You have a turn speed limit. I'm slowly making my way towards the jellyfish area, but I'm just meandering badly. Wow, I was on the other side of everything. I've got to go past the base. The original base, the new base. Something hit me. I also just want to voice these icicle things are both fascinating and horrifying. Or the ones that were growing before are the combination of those two things. The fact that they were changing fascinates me, and the fact that I was being slowly walled in into a cave by them was horrifying. I'm taking all of these ice fruits that I can carry. Give. Give me the ice fruit. Give. Ow! Who hit me? Oh. It's an angry symbiote. Did you swim too close? Whoa. Mr. Penguin. Did you swim too close to the magic icicle that freezes all who touch it? There we go. Plenty of food. I am fed. There's more ice fruit. This is mine. Mine. Okay. Back to the truck. Back to the project at hand. Like it's watching me. It's upset with me for taking the ice fruit. Get out! Really? Ooh, that is a big ice. Well, we're just gonna have to possibly. Nope, we won't hit it. Okay. Oh, this is that. Yeah, I never did find this. This is where the sprint tank is, ain't it? Nope. Something I already got. Yeah, I know I'm missing the sprint tank still, by the way. I know there should be another habitat builder down here. Oh, Pathfinder too. I like that it's a scannable thing. There's that hole in the ground. Could have swore it was a, maybe it is Pathfinder. I don't know, I thought it was a habitat builder last time. You know, I could make a robo-penguin and bring it with me. But on the other hand, do I want to break a robo-penguin and bring it with me? I need to go by the base anyway. My inventory's full of rubies and uranium. There we go, we made a penguin.
Back online.
Back online? Oh, he remembers. Oh, that's a frightening thing right there. Reconnaissance for exploration of the surface. Well. Hello, big ice chunk. Do you have any secrets for me? What's with the one big floating ice chunk? You know what? We're getting out and we're climbing it. I would put the sea truck on it, but if the sea moth taught me anything, don't get vehicles stuck on terrain. You will regret it. I mean, I knocked it back into the water by launching boxes at it with a projectile with a repulsion gun, but still. It's climbing up. Ooh, hello, light. Ooh, hello, light. I'm on the highest point. I dare you to strike me. You can't do it, can you? It really is beautiful, though. Any game that can incorporate lightning as an actual thing that can actually strike stuff. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I don't see enough games that do it. Into the water! Oh, she actually does a dive animation. And then flounders right after hitting the water, which would be a very bad idea. Now we wait for the jellyfish to appear. There they are. Oh, see that? That is horrifying when they just appear off in the distance. And when there's no other terrain, it looks like they're drifting towards you. We've established they can move. Once they have actual, like, log information, so many of these creatures will be so much more interesting. But for now, if I scan them, I just get jellyfish. Which is exactly what a visual scan would have done. Are they harmless? What is their information? Why do they have giant eyes? What do they do? What do they eat? Do they demand sacrifice? This is that spot that the truck squeezes through, isn't it? Yep. See, that right... Oof. What's happening there is the jellyfish's position is in place before the area fully renders. So when the area renders and its hitbox becomes active, the two are colliding. But only one of the two is movable, so they get... They get fired away hilariously. Probably something that needs to be polished, but something I appreciate and find adorable when they randomly fly across the cave. First thing I'm gonna do is fix the ship. Second thing I'm gonna do is stare at the penguin. Hello, penguin. Why are you here? Tell me your secrets. He refused. Well, he steers about as well as I do, apparently. He drove into a wall. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, this game still has the issue with texture clipping, huh? Yeah, like the time I drove through the creep vines and they were just all over the, like, inside the Cyclops, and it horrified me a bit. Okay, well first we're gonna play with the penguin. You know what, we're gonna find a warm spot first, because I'm gonna freeze to death otherwise. Also gonna put that on a slot, because now that I have it, we're gonna need it. See, I understand now. I'm supposed to come over here and say, oh, the escape pod crashed. Clearly he went here. So then I would be driven to follow into the cave. Inside the cave is then where I'd get a bunch of scans. Is there really no crouch function? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, good. So that generates heat. 10 to 1, this is where I'm meant to use the penguin. Go, Mr. Penguin. How does use penguin? Do I drop? Do I drop penguin? Oh. Oh my dear.
Ready and waiting.
Finally see what the player character looks like. Oh, okay. Hold Q to self-destruct. Altera Super Penguin Buddy. Wait, companionship level, infiltration value? What does these mean? When there's a range limit. 10 to 1, I'm supposed to find this. I'm almost there. Don't lose signal. Am I supposed to actually infiltrate the penguins? I do like the way it shows me my, you know, X and Y axes. That's very, very clever. I'm guessing the bottom right little square tells me whether I'm carrying something or not. Since you can't pick up a PDA, it probably just had no reason to tell me that. Game. Ken has penguin. Hi. That sound came from behind me and made me jump, I will openly admit. Okay, 3, 2, There we go. Not really sure what the point of that was. Ooh, this is where there's a thing. I'm smart enough to know where y'all are off stalking. Also, I really, really, really love their run cycle. It is just incredibly adorable. They are large, fluffy snow doom lizards, and they waddle. This makes me happy. And I'm freezing to death. Yay! Glow flower. They ain't glowing much. Glows in the dark. No it don't. No it don't. Thank you, game devs, for the merciful pepper placement so that we don't have to worry about bringing food here. Oh yeah, a flashlight. Discovered the unthinkable. Plants that survive in this frozen expanse without light. Here's the temperatures in this cave have reached a warm enough level to allow for these plants to germinate and thrive. Strangely, they absorb all incoming light and turn it into bioluminescent fluid trapped in their bulbs. Yeah, they ain't doing a good job of that right now, because them glow bulbs ain't be glowing. Oh, that's Alan's... Whoa! They've learned to stand up. No. Leave me alone. I don't know how long that'll hold it. Not long at all. But I'm just gonna pick... Oh, I'm full up on peppers. So what is the point of up here? I mean, I like up here. I want to build a nest up here. It'd be a nice little spot for a bed. Got plenty of frozen pepper. Well, frozen, not frozen. Heat peppers. Oh, hi.
Attention. Detected.
Why won't you fire the laser?
Personnel may be in need of assistance.
Thank you. I actually know why, because I was left clicking. Stay down. Where is that nearby Altera symbol? Ooh, can we go into there? I vote in here while I try to think. Game does a good job building up the ominous, that the worm is, you know, in the distance doing worm things. Hopefully they've fixed it so you don't get trapped here for so long as to for the worm to stop being a threat and just be a nuisance. Heard the tablet right? And it's still 1 out of 4. Hopefully they... Oh, my ion cube. Game! Where are you going? Game! Can I have inputs? Not a mass storage device, that's a keyboard. I have no interface with my computer system. Oh no. It'd sure be nice if I was in control of my video game character. Okay, so we've got that. Now I need... Okay, so, minor technical twitch happened. Don't know what happened, but I lost my mouse and keyboard. Thankfully I have a backup. Not entirely sure what made it go out. But I had to plug in another mouse and keyboard and use that in order to shut the computer down. Had I been unable to do that, I would have had to have rebooted the computer. Minor side note, recording in FLV format means that if I had had to reboot the computer while the recording stream was running, I would have not lost much footage. Had I been recording in MP4 format, however, the entire recording would have been lost. I know some people have not high opinions of the FLV format, but it is very useful for that. And since FLV can be converted readily into MP4, I highly recommend recording in FLV, just in case of unforeseen catastrophe. However, in this case, I was able to stop the recording via the other mouse and keyboard, so that was not a concern this time, but you never know. Wandering. I really would love to know if it's actually rendered below the ground, or if it just, like, does it spawn when it's triggered, or is it actually there? Also, that is still a weird little graphical thing that happens when you scan those from a certain side. Thankfully, I know where the things are. Kind of. No, wait. I do remember where that fourth one is. Oh, I've got to run through this place, though. In my opinion, the worm needs to be dodgeable. Some of its attacks, like, have really obnoxious tracking. Besides that, I think dropping the required number of tablet fragments to 3 would be beneficial, because as you can see, I can stumble across 3 fragments on my way to get there. If I didn't know where the if I didn't know where a 4th fragment was, I would be left wandering like last time, which was more frustrating because it was needlessly long and time-consuming. Oh, don't kill me, the 4th tablet piece is right up here. Dead. Great. Oh, hey. I thought the sleeper module was the whole reason that I could respawn in my... Don't do this again. There went my keyboard. Whatever. You know something I have to question, legitimately? Okay, why is it Windows, at least as of Windows 7, yes, I haven't done the jump yet, but whatever, why does Windows not natively have a software in it for the ability to remap mouse and keyboard inputs? Why is it takes generally a third-party software like Razer Synapse or such in order to say, hey, that button right there, I want it to do this. Follow-up... I tried to left-click again. Follow-up question. Why does Windows not natively have a bunch of extra unmapped key functions that I could then map to those keys to create and use my own, like, you know, macros and such? Like, for instance, the rate... I'm busy. For instance, the Razer keyboards have the extra, you know, M1, M2, M3 buttons for macros. Well, it would sure be nice if Windows had some basic functionality to have some extra key inputs in the system that aren't being used, so that I could say, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. Okay, when I am remapping keys inside of a game, if I were to want to use one of those buttons, the extra buttons that various brands of keyboard add, I can't just map it to that button, because to Windows, that button is just being remapped to something else. Like, by default, M1 is just another 1 key, because there isn't an M1 key in Windows to point it at. I feel like Windows could get around this by having a bunch of extra inputs in the system that just aren't being used, that you could then tie those inputs to. For instance, there's a whole bunch of characters in the character map that you don't have keys for. Yes, there are ways to type them, I know. But say I wanted to map one of my keys to that. You know, then I could, inside of a game, map an action to that key, and then have an extra button with which to do that action. It just seems like it's a really missed opportunity that that has kind of... I don't remember how to get to where I'm going, and I'm rambling. Yes, bad combination. Okay, you have keyboards and mice with extra buttons on them, but those buttons always have to, within, you know, Windows native, not counting external software, because I'm sure there's a software out there that can do what I'm thinking, but generally the ones I've seen don't. Say you add an extra button to the mouse. You have to map that button to something that's already on the Windows keyboard, like, you know, the numpad that is on many mice. If I wanted to map that to some non-existent key and have it do a specific function related to that, I can't do it. You can jerry-rig around it by, you know, having a macro to do a certain function, or in, like, say, Razer Synapse, you can set it to, oh, I want that key to open calculator. But why does Windows not have that as a basic function where I could say, hey, you know the scroll lock key? Yeah, I'm not using that. I want it to be something else. Why is that not a basic Windows function? It seems like me being able to customize my keyboard or mouse should be something that is readily able to be done within the constraints of the system without the addition of third-party software. I've always found that kind of bothersome, and it limits the usage of some of the extra keys on keyboards I've had with those extra keys, because I have to use them within the confines of what I can get the third-party software to do, or what keys on the keyboard am I not using that I can steal, you know, borrow them. Like, I could set one of the macro keys to be a scroll lock and then map a game command to scroll lock, but that feels hackish when instead I could set the game command. I mean, I could set that key to be unmapped key number 3 and then go into the game and map that action to unmapped key number 3, thus leaving the scroll lock intact. My ability to map to those keys should not be limited by the number of keys on the keyboard that I can borrow and repurpose. Oh, hi. Sir, I'm having difficulty with my keys right now. Can you not? The mouse wheel on this mouse is not doing what I need for the swapping of the tools. It appears that the mouse wheel... Okay, there we go. It's just this mouse wheel is more sensitive than the one I'm used to. So I was overshooting the target, causing it to loop all the way around the bar of items. I don't know what it is about this game that is causing my normal mouse and keyboard to go defunct, but it seems to be limited to this game. Okay, here's where the thumper is. At least I'll have that. It's not that they're hard to make, it's just... My patience has been shortened a bit by the dealing with the hardware issues.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay, now we got the thumper and the snow fox, so we're at least progressing back towards where we already were, but you know, I don't think this is the one I was looking for. Nope, it is. There it is. This is where that fourth tablet piece was for me last time. But I have two of them. When did I get a second one? I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I mean, it is not something that is stopping me from completing my objective. Okay, blueprint. Why do I have 9? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a nice button. What? Oh, did you drop another one now? What? I didn't give you no precursor data. Alan pops up in a minute and says, "You have betrayed me." And I'm like, I haven't done no. Go away, worm. In trying to leave. The worm's gonna kill me before I figure out how to get out of here. And doing so would work out quite fine for me. Never mind, I found the exit. Oh, that is ice. I stand correct. Glad I didn't jump head first into it. I'ma die if that's not. Yep, I'ma die. Don't care. Nothing to lose. You know, it's dangerous, the fact that I'm just flying blindly straight towards the drop point without really caring about what creatures may be nearby. Also burning through my entire power cell doing this is probably unwise as well. I probably lost those backup power cells, didn't I? I keep hearing something pinging also. Ow, what the? Game?
New technology acquired.
Game. Game. Help. Well, this is how we die. Whee! Basically what happened is the game didn't trigger that I was underwater, so it was treating me as being above water, which is hilarious, but I think it happened because of the way I had the sea truck parked, like partially above water, but so in theory, I got into the truck while above water, so the game left me above water when I got out of the sea truck, but I don't know. That's just my theory. The toggle, the trigger within a game that tells it when I'm in water and out of water is very important, so possibly bypassing that confused it. There's two reasons it came this way. One is because there better be an ion cube here. Yeah, I feel like there was a... Watch, it's not in. There it is, Snow Fox hover pad. Okay, so that's a habitat thing. I'm hoping it's just something I put on the surface of the water with the habitat builder, and not something this station has to actively connect to. Just given that it's above water, I'm assuming it's a solar thing. I am thankful that it is cheap, but I also feel like that is probably a placeholder recipe. Because there doesn't seem to be any reason that it should cost all of 2 titanium to make the landing pad. I know I should stop, but last time I got this far, I ended with not having entered the thing. And I don't want to do that to y'all twice. doesn't go on. Or are you telling me it has to go on the ground above water? Please have a periscope. Okay, that's aggravating. If I've got to go back to the island, I may as well do it in style. Very nice construction animation. Although nothing seems to be being constructed. I like the little progress bar. Oh, there we go. Now it's started. Snowbox, what can you do? Bring it on. Board the snowbox. Okay, that was weird. How do I control you? You're a hover bike. I assume you're made to hover. To explode as soon as you meet water. I don't have a clue. Wow, this is an incredibly slow means of travel. Am I just supposed to not? I'm gonna hazard a guess that I was not supposed to build this thing over here. See, my thought was that it would just hover over the water, like one would expect a hover bike to do. Or to go under the water, which would have been surprising, but at least not that. And I don't know what this is, but this is... Okay, deconstruct you. Okay, well you can just kind of hang out there. The hover bike is... I'm guessing it would have provided me a quick way to get around. But given that it can't go across the water and therefore can't get me there, or would have to be built there and be stranded there, is not that entertaining, not that interesting.
Calorie intake recommended.
But we're going. Ooh, what is this? Have I been here? I have not. Well, hello. Fanciful place of growing ribbon plants. Okay, if this works like it did in previous... Ah, I can't use these. Okay. Basically, if I didn't already have a grow bed, that would be a way for me to get one. And I need to do that because I need to grow ribbon plants, honestly. Great, now I'm carrying around ribbon plant seeds. You know what? Oh, whoa, I didn't know I could edit the name of that. That way, if I die, I lose the seeds, not the... I mean, I lose the plants, not the seeds. See, I figured the hover bike would have just gone, you know, above the water and glided right up onto the ice shelf and saved me the trouble of this. But I think what the game wants me to do is build the hover bike up there. Which makes sense. I can get titanium up there. It gave me a lubricant. I think it gave me a battery. So I could have, you know, done that. But there was nothing that made me... I didn't think that I could do that. I figured I had to build the hover bike pad. Well, I guess I shouldn't have thought I had to build it underwater, but... I guess I thought the mobile vehicle bay would make the hover bike, and then I would build the hover bike pad to recharge and repair it. But I figured the hover bike would have just hovered across the water, and that would be how I get it from place to place. But it doesn't appear to be that. It appears that it's only to be used in that given section of land, and as a result, that's why the recipe is really cheap. But if that's why the recipe is cheap, then to me that tells me that the balance and design on it needs to be tweaked, that the recipe shouldn't just be made cheap. It should have a sensible recipe, but a wider, more widespread use case. I hear the waddling of Snowstalker feet, and I ain't having it. Finally down here with the tablet after all these weeks, and we're gonna get inside. That worm ain't got nothing to stop me. Yes, insert tablet. Bonk. Can I go inside? Yes. Thank you. Oh, great. Oh yeah, temper. Oh, that's a horrifying button. I don't know what I touched. Sorry. The positions of buttons on this keyboard are different, so muscle memory moved my finger to the wrong spot. Apparently, this keyboard has a display desktop button, which is not helpful in the current. Okay, that was weird. Somebody opened the door, turned around, and walked right back out. What is this? I want this. I'm guessing that was supposed to be here, but it bounced off. Is it turning the temperate crystals into... I don't know. Ooh, there's something over here.
It took millennia for us to develop an optimum spatial structure.
Why choose one form when you could take any other?
Similitude is practical.
But where's the fun?
You mean play? Pretend activities?
Sure.
We cease this once we have completed conditioning.
What do you do when you're not working?
We do not make this distinction.
What about music, art, expression?
We are beyond such sensory pleasures.
Then what's the point? Every life form I ever met survives. For a reason.
By developing and sharing information on the network, we can explore the world. Not to see through another's eyes, but to understand through their ideas.
You think about thoughts.
It is more like a lucid conceptual hallucination.
You're saying you like to daydream?
That may be the closest comparison.
So guessing rock fell on architect. Can I scan this thing? Research log. Can I hit the right button? Precursor research placeholder. I love that it actually just outright told me it's a placeholder. After the day I've had, that's nice. Benzene and poly. Great. Stuff I don't know how to make. I mean, I know how to... I know those The glowing orange pod thing that I found before that I didn't know what makes, I know that has something to do with it because the clusters had something to do with it last time. Is there anything else in here? Did I come all this way just for that? Please don't tell me. Don't tell me I did. Don't tell me I came all this way. Come on, mineral detector. Find me a fragment. Well, that's a thing. I mean, I can't use that thing yet, but that's a thing. So when I have a prawn suit, assuming I remember, we'll know where to get ion cubes. So I spent an ion cube to get in here, and I gained an ion cube. So a net, no net gain, no net loss. And debatable purpose of having come, aside from progressing the plot. I don't know if we actually gained anything. I mean, we got the snow fox for all the usefulness it is.
With additional data, we may be able to construct an alternative organic storage medium.
To us, there's no difference between the body and the person inhabiting it. How do you see it?
Identity is more a matter of pattern than substance. I am an idea, not a set of physical components.
Correct.
Then why not just stay safe inside your computers?
The same reason you did not stay safe on your home world.
Then why don't we just copy you into a fish?
First, that would reduce my capacities further. Second, you may enjoy having a passenger, but I prefer to drive.
It sounds like you need your independence, and you're asking if I'm willing to help you.
No, I am telling you what to do.
Sam could tell you how rarely that works. Fortunately for you, our needs overlap. Can you tell me anything more?
Which formats do you accept?
Words, mostly.
I have added the information to your data bank.
There we go. Oh, great. Couldn't you have just had him voice this? Because it would sound so much better in his voice than mine. While we have evolved beyond physical attachment, it is traditional to navigate space-time in conjunction with mobile biomechanical storage media altered and evolved over time to serve the inhabitants' needs. While it is possible to transfer between media at will, there is some comfort and prestige in improving a body over time. We have settled on a popular format for these media, though there are exceptions. It is a heavily modified version of our pre-civilized bodies. It provides good mobility, easy adaptation, and is easy to fix. In case of disaster, we can back up our data patterns to a sanctuary site for later retrieval. Storage in this fashion is safe, provided consistent power supply. However, unique perspectives and traits which arose from the interplay with the original media are lost. It is like a factory reset. It is recommended individuals be restored to a compatible medium as soon as possible. Such hollow vessels may be fast-grown from seed using specialized blueprints and materials. While it is technically possible for an individual to copy their data in order to duplicate themselves ad infinitum, such behavior is considered beyond rude, and any self-replicating architect would resolve such circumstance by immediately deleting themselves. Beyond rude. Sometimes he uses such interesting phrases. I don't remember how to leave the island. Worm, finish me off. Send me back to the ship. Could let the Snowstalker do it. But he waddles along, going elsewhere. I am quite pleased that our time on the surface is drawing to its end, because I much prefer the aquatic environment of Subnautica, although I am just as lost right now in the water because I don't know where to go. Oh, I love watching the shadows. I am hoping that we will actually find it. Okay, two things I've learned today. There is multiple kill animations for the worm, which is excellent. The camera was a little twitchy on that one, but I love what you're going for. Also, we got the stuff we needed. So, no, wait, please tell me I didn't lose that ion cube. Hallelujah! I did not lose the ion cube. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pause here. I'm going to drive back to base, organize my inventory, that's going to be off screen, and we'll resume from base next time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.